Hello, everyone. Welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. Agni James is back. I am here. I am here. There have been a lot of inquiries and questions as to whether or not I'm dead. A lot of people want to know whether I'm dead. That's like the big question. That's a salient question of the day. Nothing political, nothing about climate change, nothing about Trump or the White House or what's going on in Sri Lanka. Do we even know what's going on in Sri Lanka? I don't think anyone even knows what's going on in Sri Lanka except the people that live there. The main question is whether or not I'm dead and deceased. And it turns out I'm not. How about that? So fuck you, everyone who wanted me to be dead. Fuck off. All right. Anyways, I'm chilling. I've been in a stasis mode. Just got my bathroom remodeled, and we're gonna do some quiet, peaceful meditation tonight. What we do here. Okay, by the way, those of you who don't know me, welcome in. My name is Agni James. Here in this channel, we go to a place of perfect oneness, calmness, peace, and relaxation. It's within ourselves. Who would have thought? It turns out that all of humanity has been looking outward for that place of perfect peace and love and joy, but it turns out it's right inside, and we have access to it at any given moment. How about that? Pretty neat, right? But anyways, yeah, that's what we do here. I help show people that, hey, you know what? If you're having a rough day, a stressful day, you just want to chill, and you don't feel like shooting up heroin. Well, there's another option. You have another option. You can do what's called meditation. And with meditation, you go within, you remember who you are because you find that place of perfect love and peace and joy, and you go from there. Then, you can tolerate all the assholes that want you dead a lot more. Anyways, dude, what am I even saying here? Like, should I even be streaming? I'm like, shit. Okay, we got a first time chat. Let's deal with it. You say the last person you were speaking to was fucking insane. Well, you know what? He thought I was a 46-year-old lady. I mean, are you a 46 lady, Havens? I don't know. Welcome in though. It's good to have you here. I'm not a 46-year-old lady, but some people could probably think that I'm a 46-year-old lady. All right, I got to get to everyone in chat. I feel like this is ridiculous. Like I've been missing everything. We're talking about Chad Guy. We don't know what happened to Chad Guy. Chad Guy, and this is actually kind of important, he started streaming. I don't know how many of you out there know that. He was actually streaming for a while. I caught one of his streams. He was doing some Warhammer painting. He was painting up some Warhammer action figures or not action figures, miniatures. I can use the correct terminology if I'm going to be on Twitch streaming. Anyways, he was painting and he was streaming. I don't know what's going on with his career. Maybe he made a big time. Maybe that's why he's not here. But we'll see if he pops in. If he pops in, he might come in under a different name. That's something he does. So we'll see. Was he nicer in person? No comment. Sometimes in life it's better not to comment. I'm just not going to comment on that. I don't know. I think some people say I'm a legend, Placenta. Some people say I'm a legend. I don't know. I think I'm more of a myth, or maybe I don't know. I've never really gone into the ontological status of what Agni James is. If he's a myth or a legend, or can you be both? Can you be a myth and a legend? I don't know how that works. Anyways, what else did I miss here in chat? We got some good things going on. You're busy with the holidays. Yeah, I know. Dude, I am so fucking bad with the holidays. Like getting my shit together. With cards and gifts and everything. I just can't do it, So people know that about me now. So, if you're in my inner circle, you might get a gift a month from now. And that's just how it goes with me. And then the pressure's off and you're going to get something nice and a cool move, by the way. And this is real slick. If you forget someone's gift, or if you are going to forget someone's gift, and you don't want to rush around and have to get them a gift, you wait till they get all their gifts, and then they're like, you say, hey, how'd it go? You get all your gifts? And they're like, yeah, you're the only asshole that didn't give me a gift. And you're like, okay, well, what's the one thing that you wanted that you didn't get? Think about the genius nature of this. And then they're like, oh, well, there was actually this pair of slippers that I really wanted, and no one got it for me, or this new whatever, I don't know why the fuck I said slippers, but you know what I mean, right? This new X. There was this X that I wanted, but no one got me. And you're like, guess what? I'm your man. I'm going to get that thing for you. That thing that you wanted that no one got you, right? And that's what I do here with meditation, I give people the gift that no one else is giving, all right? At least no one else on Twitch as far as I'm concerned. I think I'm the only meditation streamer left on Twitch. I don't think Zara's streaming meditation anymore. Big shout out to Grace Yoga. Let me give her a shout out. She is back. Let's see if I can actually remember how to do this. Do I put the @ sign? And does she have I don't know. Does she have an underscore? Dude, I am the worst. I am the fucking worst on the planet. I am the worst. This is what happens when you stream once every 4 or 5 months. You forget everything. Like OBS did 6 updates. I've been fucking around with my headphones for the last 45 minutes. I have one headphone that works, one earbud that works, and the other one doesn't even fucking work. This is like a shit show. I'm just happy that I actually remembered to come on with unmuting the mic, right? That's just how it goes. All right, Havens, you say one time you got six air fryers for Christmas. That's a lot. Dude, if I were you, I would set them all up at the same time and just have a bunch of people over and do some major cooking. That's what you got to do. You got to have them all working at the same time on the same on the same circuit. And you should have a fire extinguisher around too. Did that even work for Grace Yoga? Let me see. It did. It fucking did. I'm a genius. All right. I'm happy. I remembered something on Twitch. Okay, good. Let's see what else is going on. What else is going on? The second coming of Jesus. See, I consider myself like the fourth coming of Jesus. Not the second, not the third, but maybe the fourth. I'm either the fourth or the 11th. That's the question that we need to figure out. Okay, we got C137C. What are your thoughts on public schooling? You've been watching a streamer who is a big anti-school streamer. Good question. Public schooling. I have had mixed experiences with public school. I mean, I went to public school my whole life. All right. That's just how it was. Well, I guess technically the first place I went to college was a private school, but for the most part, I'm public school born and raised, right? And I got in a lot of fights. That was kind of cool. If you're in public school, you learn how to fight a lot, which is kind of neat, right? Not everyone. There are some people that somehow dodge every fight. I was the guy I was a fucking magnet. Because I was the biggest dude in my class, my whole life, everyone wanted to fucking fight me. That was always a thing. People would always want to fight me, and I never wanted to fight anyone, so they'd come up and we'd get in a fight, and then I'd kick their ass, and then they'd fucking be all bloody, and they'd want to shake my hand, and then everyone would think they're cool or something. It was the dumbest thing in the world. I don't know what the fuck everyone was doing, but I never wanted to get in a fight, and I was always getting in fights. And then everyone wanted to shake my hand. Eventually I stopped shaking people's hand. I was like, you know what? If you're gonna fight me, you're just a dick, and I don't want to I'm not gonna participate in this social weirdness. Anyways, okay, so public school, you learn how to fight. That's a good thing about public school. If you care, you can get a decent education, I guess, depending on where you live. If you live in some fucking shitty ass neighborhood that where the teachers are smoking crack, you're probably not going to get a good education. Well, you'll probably learn a lot about crack and how to sell crack. So that kind of is a good education, right? It's all contextual. We got Lost Loafer here. Lost Loafer, hydrate. Yeah, we got to hydrate. All right. Lost Loafer. Who is Lost Loafer is the question. Is that Chad Guy? Is Chad Guy back? I think this is the problem. I never know who the fuck is Chad Guy anymore because Chad Guy's got 20 different Twitch accounts. Agni the Karen? I know. I am a Karen. I'm a bit of a Karen, right? So what do you guys think? I can still do fucking. I don't want to do this shit. I don't remember all the commands, so I'm not gonna go through all this shit. Is Chad Guy Lost Loafer? I just don't know. You're live streaming, but you'll stay here. Are you live streaming right now? You're live streaming. You're just gonna stay here on my stream. That's kind of cool. I mean, who the hell is Chad Guy? Do you have like 6 accounts in here right now? Is everyone Chad Guy for all I know? I think that's what's coming out. I think like everyone's been fucking with, or just Chad Guy. It's just Chad Guy. No one else is even real. And this whole time, my whole streaming career, it's just Chad Guy on like 9 accounts, and that's why I always have like nine viewers. I think that's what's going on. I mean, to be honest, I don't really see any other possibility. Anyways, there's someone who's missing. There's a few crucial people that are missing, and we need to make sure that they get in here. We're missing my number one mod, JT Farms. Without JT Farms, what's a man to do? What's a man to do without JT Farms? She could be lurking in the shadows. Sometimes she lurks in the shadows, and she just she focuses on the energy. She's like really authentic, and she's here for the meditation. You know, she's actually she derives benefit from the meditation. But then no, she'll make her presence felt. I think Lost Loafer is. I think that's got to be Chad Guy. That's got to be Chad Guy. All right. Anyways, no, Ignorance, like he's like my number 4 mod. He's like my number 4 mod, I think. I mean, he's reliable, but he kind of pisses me off. And you know, he comes in, he'll say something for a little bit, you know, and then he'll like disappear, and then he'll come in and like talk when it's not appropriate, and then he'll disappear. That's like his thing. JT, when she's here, she'll be here from the beginning of the stream till the end of the stream. I just don't know if she's here or not. So anyways, yeah. And then Danny John, when she's here, she's a damn good mod too, but like, you know, she doesn't. I don't think she doesn't like coming to my meditations anymore. She's moved on in the world. By the way, those of you who don't know, Danny John is my my psychologist friend. She's got a PhD in psychology, and she used to be on here, and we'd talk psychology. All right, I don't know what the hell's going on. Did I miss anything? We got Lost Wolf for calling me a Karen. I did drink water, so I redeemed Lost Loafer's redemption. And then Havens, you're a man. Okay. Someone thought, yeah, and we already went over that. Someone thought you were a 46-year-old lady. Yeah, people are weird. People are fucking weird. Let's see. Okay, where have you been? Oh, that's a good question. So I can tell you about the last month and a half. I hired a friend to remodel my master bathroom. That's like the one that my bedroom leads out into. And yeah, it lasted over 6 weeks, dude. The guy's like, my buddy's like, yeah, I'll have it done in 2 weeks. I'll have you know, I was gonna hire this other dude. He's like 4 to 5 days. I'll have your whole bathroom remodeled. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. And then I talked with my friend. He's like, dude, I just had a second kid. I need the money. Let me, he's got this dude's fucking rich. I don't even understand how he needs the money. Like he literally owns 8 houses. He's got a fucking mansion, and then he's got 6 townhomes that he rents out, and then he's got another house that he rents out. This guy's got 8 houses. I feel like if you have 8 houses, you really shouldn't be hard up for cash, right? And because he rents them out, right? But anyways, so he just had a second kid. He lives in this rich area in Illinois called Naperville. And he's like, yeah, I could use some extra money. He's retired. He's like retired, so he's just kind of chilling. So he's like, let me do the job. I'll get it done for you in 2 weeks. I was like, okay, sure, right? Fine. I'll help out a friend, right? I'm always going to help out a friend, over like someone I don't know, right? So, and I know he's a good worker. I know he's a perfectionist. He fucking is smart. He was making a shit ton of money. He made his money off a computer program. It was called WebAvail. And like Microsoft Excel, it was like Microsoft Excel, but it was specialized for certain niche business shit, right? Spreadsheets, right? Charting software, spreadsheets, shit like that, right? So he made this program. He was making like $40,000 a month for like a long time, made a shit ton of money. Then Microsoft told him, they're like, hey, we'll give you $1 million for your program. And he's like, well, let's negotiate. And then they're like, oh, fuck off. And then they just bought out his competitor. So like, and put him under, because they had 26 people working on his competitor's software. So, but anyways, he accumulated a bunch of money. He's got fucking 8 houses, and so this guy should have plenty of money. I let him do the bathroom. It went from 2 weeks to fucking 6 weeks. Now, I couldn't sleep in my bed because of all the fucking, he's cutting tile and shit in my bedroom, and like there's dust everywhere. It's like I couldn't sleep in my bed for fucking 6 weeks. That hurts. I don't know how many of you would be okay with that, just like, not sleeping in your own fucking bed or going in your bedroom. Like every time I'd walk in my bedroom, I'd be like tripping over tape measures and screwdrivers and fucking, vanities and shit like that. My toilet was like in my fucking, one of my toilets was in my bedroom. The whole thing was just a fucking nightmare, So yeah, that's what's been going on in the last 6 weeks. Anyways, it's done, it's finished, and holy shit, yes, JT Farms is here. All right. Namaste, JT. All right, JT's here, so we actually can begin. Yes, it's finally done. Everything is in order, and it looks beautiful. Everything's, he did a good job overall, except fucking he botched the goddamn shower floor. The pitch is not perfect. I don't know if any of you are into remodeling. If any of you have ever put in the shower floor pan, but it's like really intense. You have to like make the pitch perfect such that all the water drains, right down in the fucking drain. That's the whole point of a shower floor, to drain out the water, right? The water should go down the drain. But there's like, a little fucking crevice. So like there's like a little fucking puddle now that I got to like deal with every fucking time I'm going to take a shower the rest of my life. So it kind of makes me want to fucking murder the world. I had him come out and he's like, "Oh, I'll fix it." And then it didn't even fix it. He did some modification and, but whatever. Everything else is beautiful. And I'll post some pictures in Discord eventually, once I get over the anger from like my shower floor always having a puddle in it. Oh, we have hats off, really? All right, give me a second. All right, here we go. We got the Riot Pop shirt or hat. This was an official hat from Riot Fest. Everyone here knows about Riot Fest, right? I fucking worked Riot Fest a couple years ago. I was gonna work this year, but shit got fucked up, and it feels like a little blurry. Is it blurry? Are things blurry, or is it just like my fucking imagination? Anyways, yeah, this fucking hat I wore when I was fucking working Riot Fest. And it was pretty awesome. It was pretty badass. I got to take a break. I got to see Rob Zombie. I got to see Rob Zombie perform, which was badass. I got to see Slayer. 2 years ago, Riot Fest was badass. I don't know. I don't think anyone great was there this last year. Maybe there were a couple good bands, but I didn't check it out. I was gonna work it, but I didn't. Anyways, the hat's coming off because we're doing the meditation. We're doing a meditation. JT's here. I'm not gonna waste your time, JT. You're here, so we're just gonna fucking get into this shit. Oh, and JT, your question, yeah, Lost Loafer is Chad Guy, from my understanding, unless the world is vastly different than I imagined it. Okay, all right. We had two hats off. Oh no, just placenta. All right. Havens, you say you're going back to tents. Houses suck. Yeah, dude, tents are the way to go. I mean, that's like, is it blurry? Does the screen look blurry? No. I wonder if my vision's going bad. What if my vision is just blurry and then I'm just going to sit here and bitch that the screen's blurry? Okay. Can we do some meditation? I guess that's the real question. That's why people came here. So what else anything else going on? Lost Loafer wants to know if JT is high on mushrooms. JT, are you high on mushrooms right now? Lost Loafer, you've eaten another edible for this beautiful day. I feel like every time I've ever encountered you, you've eaten an edible. Is that just like the way things are, like every second of your existence? I feel like we also have some delay going on. We got some lag going on, but we're just gonna go with it. Okay. So yeah, I always come out here. I'm really intense, and that's just how it goes. Everyone here is used to that. I can get this shit working. Yeah. There we go. All right. Yeah, so I always come out here, I'm really intense and I'm like, I have a lot of energy and I'm like pumped up and I'm ready to go and I'm ready to talk about like, fights at public schools and selling crack and all sorts of shit. And then we slow things down. And we come back in. To the place of perfect peace and oneness, residing in our heart chakras. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit in the floor, in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And take a few slow and deep breaths on your own. I have an Amitabha Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds. And you can use it to help regulate your breath count. By the way, is the volume of the Amitabha chant good for everyone? I had to adjust some settings. Just let me know if it's good. We'll go from there. Okay, it's good. So take a few more slow and deep breaths on your own, while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Breathe in, raising your belly. Breathe out, lowering your belly. Inhale, raising your abdomen. Exhale, lowering your abdomen. keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay true to your breath counts. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds float together and merge into one. and one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Stay focused on your breathing. As thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon, and return your focus to your breath count. Your essence is love. And your purpose is to share your love with others. Spreading kindness and joy on all those whom you encounter. Bypassing division and ego separation. Connecting to the place of each person that is the same as you. The holy altar of oneness must be one. The minute we exclude one from ourselves, separation and division must ensue. For we will be complete, the totality of oneness and perfect love. Where we will see the world through the ego's eyes as nothing at all. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that would keep you separate from your brother. Stay focused on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which would hinder your third eye vision. Stay focused on your breath count. We're about a third of the way through this meditation. Feel free to join us if you so desire. When thoughts enter your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon, and return your focus to your breathing. On your next breath, travel to the region around your heart. That location is known as your heart chakra. Feel the warmth surrounding this location. Visualize golden light pouring in to this center. This light wells up and extends throughout your body. This light bears witness to the perfect joy inside of you. And when you travel throughout the world, be kind to all those whom you encounter. For the place of love and joy is within them as well. They may choose to act in accordance with the ego. But we can look past that to the place of truth at their core. For at their core, love exists. And that love is identical to our love within us. All else is illusion. All distinctions and separations are not permanent. Only monism exists. And your love is eternal. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Stay focused on your breath. On your next breath, travel down to the Dantian energy center. Located 2 inches below your belly button. The connection between you and the source. The channel of perfect love and oneness. That perfect peace continuously floods in through your Dantian. Making its way up your chakras. Allow it to exist throughout your body. And focus on its flow. By being more mindful in this meditation, you'll be able to take the peace from this meditation with you. And share this peace with those who are weary and anxious. Helping them reunite with the Source. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that blocks your third eye vision. Stay true to your breath counts. As thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. Return your focus to your breathing. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing any residual ego that obstructs your third eyesight. Focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. Take one final inhale, making it the biggest inhale of your day. And the biggest exhale, releasing all. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you all so much for sharing this sacred space with me. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide. I sincerely hope that everyone here feels more peace and joy in their being, more compassion and kindness, and I truly hope that you are willing and able to grant yourself the strength to be able to take the peace and love from this meditation and share it with all those whom you encounter in the world. Because meditation is not just for us, it's for everyone. and the things we learn during meditation, the gifts that are bestowed upon us, should be given to everyone. Thank you. Namaste. All right. Let's see. That was a 37.5-minute meditation. How about that? I'm gone for all this time. I come back and I hit 37 minutes and 32 seconds, just like that. It's like I didn't even miss a beat. Okay. Yeah, we had some things happen during the meditation that I was not able to respond to in verbal form. Noger, thank you so much for the raid, first of all. Big shout out to Noger. Really good dude. Philosophy streamer here on Twitch. He knows my discipline, and I know his discipline. We're philosophers. Yeah, he writes papers and publishes them in good philosophy journals, and I read his work. Those of you who don't know this about me, I have a master's in philosophy. I studied analytic philosophy. 2015 and 16. 16 I graduated, and yeah, I love philosophy. Sophia and Philo, right? Philo, Sophia, so lovers of wisdom, right? We pursue truth. We try to learn about the world. We care. We try to understand. We try to increase our understanding. That's one of the aims of philosophy. So yeah, a big shout out to Noger, really good dude. Check out his stream, and he makes things accessible too. You know, he's able to take complicated issues and break them down in ways that even if you don't have a philosophy degree, even if you've never taken a philosophy, class or anything, you'll still gain something from his streams. I remember when he first started streaming, he's awesome actually. When he first started streaming, it was just like me and him and like maybe another dude or two, and and he was on, and then he was just doing it, and he was reading these full-length philosophical journal articles, and I was like, man, this guy's pretty cool. This guy's dedicated. We'll see how long he's going to do this for. That was my big question. And then the dude just kept going. He kept going, man. And he started getting traction. He started gaining traction, and he started building a community, and he just kept going and kept plowing through it, He was originally a Minesweeper streamer, did some of that first, and then got into philosophy. And he just kept going. He's so tenacious. And he's introduced so many people to philosophy. He's a really good dude. New York guy, New York City guy, I'm a Chicago guy. He's a New York City guy. So we get into it a little bit over that. But, at the end of the day, Chicago's way better than New York City. So I don't have anything to prove. But anyways, hey, we got Tindereos here, man. Oh, good to see you, brother. You're lurking. All right, well, thank you for the lurk, man. Tindereos is another good dude, man. All my vintage people are here. All my vintage people are here. We got Liquid Stealth, man. You say just like that. Yeah, just like that, man. This is how it goes. I pop back in. We do a meditation and restore the balance and harmony in the universe, right? Why not, right? And Sui Blue, that was an awesome surprise. I was not expecting, like, there's some people that I kind of expect, to be popping in, but Subi, I haven't seen you in ages, man. It's so good to see you. It's I hope you're well, man. If you're still here, I hope you're doing great. Even if you're not here, I hope you're doing great. But if you're still here, what's going on, man? How have you been? What's new with you, man? It's great to see you around. Subi, I'm sure you're aware of it. Grace is streaming again. Grace Yoga. And that's like one of the best things ever. Grace is streaming on Saturday mornings again. She just started a few weeks ago, and it's like the biggest blessing ever. The Twitch community just got one of the most amazing yoga streamers around, and I can't express how happy I am about it. Subi, you say, you living the dream. Yes, you talked with her. Yeah. I mean, you guys are tight. So obviously, it's really, really cool that she's back there. So now we have her, we have Grace. Grace is streaming. She's a yoga streamer, and Divana Yoga. She's another yoga streamer. I haven't connected with her as much as obviously as Grace and some of the other yoga streamers over the Twitch days, right? But she's good too, and it's just good to see someone representing the yoga community out there. I don't think Zwar's been doing any yoga lately, at least on stream, and I think who else does yoga? There was someone else. Someone else does it like sporadically. Let me look around. Let's see who does a little yoga sporadically. Oh yeah, Soma Green. Soma Green. She does absurdist humor, which I love. I love humor. I love to laugh. What a surprise, right? But she also does like yoga or meditation like once a week or every now and then, sporadically. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and she makes it fun. She makes it fun while she's doing it. Makes it entertaining because yoga should be entertaining, right? Jen. Yeah, no, Jen. I haven't seen her in ages. I mean, Subi. At one point, we had 9 yoga streamers. We had yoga with Jen. We had Grace, obviously. We had Evelyn Yoga. We had Yoga Hana. We had Boogie on Up, who does yoga. She's still around. Oh yeah, she's around, and I don't see her very often, but I know every once in a while I see her around. Boogie on Up. Who else was up? Well, Kittens was doing Qigong. Kittens Kung Fu was doing Qigong, but some of his stuff was kind of yoga-ish. And then who else? Yeah, we had 9 yoga streamers. That's crazy to think that we had 9 yoga streamers at one point. But yeah, those were the days of like 2021, when yoga really got a boost on Twitch, right? Nowadays we got 2, and we got 1 meditation instructor, me. So if you like meditation, follow this channel, or subscribe, or I don't know, or don't. That's the deal. That's the deal that I make with you. Either follow, subscribe, or don't. All right. Do one of those things. All right. Yeah, that's it. Stubi, you say Moon has still been doing doing Insight. Yeah, that's right. That's right. How could I forget? My bad. How could I forget? I don't know. This is my first stream in like 4.5 months. I'm missing people over. By the way, I only have one headphone working, one earbud working. That's great, right? It took me forever to get, like 9 OBS updates and to get everything working. And it's still not working great, but it's working good enough, right? I was able to actually get in a stream. But yeah, that's cool that she's doing Insight Timer on weekends and in person. Yeah, that's in person is so much better because you can feel the energy. You can see you're more up close in action. You can see if someone's doing a posture, wrong and it's going to hurt themselves, right? So she can actually help out in that regard. That's cool. I love that she's doing all that. And it's like in person. I actually was asking Grace about that, and Grace said she's thinking when the time is right, she'll do some more in person yoga stuff, which would be awesome because Grace she's a great teacher. I mean, everyone. I mean, there's a lot of great teachers out there, but yeah, Grace is great. Tinderos, you say you haven't heard anything from Evelyn, but you watch less streams now. Yeah, she's mostly on YouTube these days. I show up for her YouTube streams, her YouTube videos, and sometimes her YouTube streams. But yeah, I haven't been doing as much. We still talk. Evelyn Yoga she came from all the way from Australia to visit me. Like, how insane is that? Like, she flew all the way here from Melbourne to Chicago to hang out with me, and she stayed with me for like 5 or 6 days. I think a year and a half ago, and the coolest thing about the situation, I asked her, what do you want to do? America, we have some weird shit, right? And I was like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go see the Art Institute? We have a great museum in Chicago called the Art Institute, or the Museum of Science and Industry. We have some good artists, we have a good jazz scene, right? Good metal shows. And you know what she wanted to see? She wanted to see an American baseball game. And I thought that was so fucking cool. Like, because it just, I've been to so many games. I grew up a Cubs fan. I've been a Cubs fan my whole life. I've seen, it's just like, it's like not a big deal, to go to a baseball game. Everyone in America has pretty much been to some kind of baseball game, right? She had never seen an American baseball game live, right? Hey, thank you so much, Moonly Space. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. But yeah, so Evelyn, she had never seen an American baseball game. So I have one of my family friends is the son-in-law of the owner of the Cleveland Guardians. So when the Guardians were playing the White Sox, I was able to score us tickets right behind the Guardians dugout. So I got to bring her in and bring her into. I mean, it was a Sox game, so it sucks. But I got to root against them because I'm a Cubs fan and we got that rivalry, right? But yeah, so I got to bring her in. I got to show her an American baseball game, and she was so happy. She loved it, so that was cool. Moonly Space, you have a question? Yeah, shoot. What's your question? Welcome in, and thank you for the follow. Hey, we got Rexler, 1986. Good to see you. You were in the Noger, raid, but late, yeah, absolutely. Well, welcome in. I'm glad to have you here. I remember you from back in the day. I mean, it's so funny. Like, I haven't, when you only stream like once every 4 months, you see all these names and people, and you're like, oh my god, I remember these people, right? Some people, obviously I knew much better, like Evelyn, who stayed in my home, and then some people we've, said a few words to. But it's great to have you in. Welcome in. Okay, Rexler, you say, yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while, so welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Moonly, you say, can you lose weight from doing yoga? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But I would say a lot of it probably depends on what type of yoga you do. Also, like for instance, I do Bikram yoga, which is 26 postures taken from the Hatha set, and it's done in a hot room that's 105 degrees, and it's 90 minutes. Like I did one of those classes earlier today. And you're gonna sweat, you're gonna work. It's grueling and it's tough, and you're gonna lose a lot of weight if you do Bikram yoga. That's like probably one of the best ways to lose weight. A lot of the other styles like vinyasa and yin, you're gonna increase flexibility, and in vinyasa you're gonna build up some muscle, especially because you're doing a lot of pushing off the ground, right? So your arms, your legs are gonna get stronger from balancing poses. I would say if you're looking to lose lose weight, like if that's all you really care about, I mean, there's a lot of aerobic activity is like number one, like running, any kind of, cardio type stuff, like that's probably number one. But if you're cool with taking some of the weight you have and turning it into muscle, right? Like maybe you have some extra weight, but you wouldn't mind if that extra weight was like muscle and you were more flexible and you had, better overall quality of life, then yeah, then I think that's it. But yeah, you can definitely lose weight from yoga. The other thing about yoga is it gets you more in tune with your body. So like you just don't feel like eating as much junk. So like your diet's gonna be better. You're gonna eat healthier food. You're gonna have more energy. So you're gonna move around. Yeah, absolutely. Yoga will help you lose weight. I've lost weight doing yoga. All right. What else here? Let's see. Tinder us. You say you met Noger twice by now when he was in Amsterdam and in Oh, I didn't know that, dude. I didn't know you guys actually met in person, IRL. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I didn't know he was in Amsterdam and in Brussels. I mean, Tindereos, you've been around a long time. I feel like you're one of the OGs who I even knew, right? Like, when did we first meet, man? We met a long time. Were you the guy that introduced me to Aristotle? I think you might have introduced me to these philosophy guys, right? I mean, last year and this year. Yeah, you introduced me to like the philosophy Twitch scene. I thought I was the only one, because initially, how ridiculous was it? Initially, I came on and I was just going to do the philosophy thing. I was going to be Noger. I was going to be Aristotle. I was going to be on here just talking analytic philosophy. Like if you look at some of my first few streams, it was like me and Dr. Daniel Johnson on here discussing like the mind-body problem and discussing philosophy of mind, and things like that. And that was going to be the thing. That was going to be like a major component of this channel, of the streams. And then like, you know, I did that for a while, and then I kind of like switched between, and I still do some philosophy every now and then, but I feel like if Noger and Ivan Neo have the analytic philosophy scene down and are doing the analytic philosophy, and Eris is kind of doing some other stuff, you know, analytic, but he's doing some continental, and then you get some other guys that pop in every now and then that do some continental and some analytic. I feel like there's people that are way more into it nowadays than I currently am. That are doing it. So I'm going to leave that to them. There are no meditation streamers on Twitch from as far as I'm concerned, as far as my understanding goes. I mean, you're probably the guy that I need to ask. Tindereos, are there any other meditation streamers currently right now on Twitch? Because if that's the case, I need to represent. I mean, someone's having a rough day, you know, they're like, they just got fired from their job and they come home and they're like, you know, they come online, they come on Twitch and they're just like thinking of playing Call of Duty and they're like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with my existence. You know, and they start falling into like, you know, nihilism and they don't know what the hell they're going to do. And then they see like meditation and I'm like, hey, come to this place within and you can find some peace and love and joy. It can help them, right? It can help them. So I need to make sure I'm here for them. That's kind of like my motto. I'm here like, I don't go for the big numbers, you know, I'm not here for like, you know, all the, you know, thousands of viewers. I don't have a set schedule, because that's not how I operate. You know, I want to feel inspired. When the inspiration comes and when my intuition is telling me to stream, that's what I'm going to stream, you know? And so that's what I do. And that's why I'm just grateful to be here. And I'm grateful that I have like good people, you know, that come by. Moonly say thank you for answering. Of course, yeah. Yoga's wonderful. Yoga changed my life. Let's put it that way. I had done qigong. I had done some qigong and some vinyasa yoga, like in 2008, 2009, you know, 2010. You know, little bits here and there. I had like a yoga DVD that a friend gave me. A DVD, right? When people still had DVDs. But anyways, then I started doing Bikram yoga, and that just changed everything. If there's a hot yoga class near you, like that, I can't say enough good things about hot yoga. But all yoga too has benefit. Tinderos, you say a great cousin of yours was a manager of a first league soccer team and played in the national soccer team in Germany in the 70s. Ooh, nice. That's pretty cool. By the way, do you play soccer? What's your deal? Like I don't think we've ever talked. Like do you play sports? Have you played any sports? Soccer's, you know, obviously soccer's not nearly as big in the US, but that was one of my major sports. I played traveling soccer, which meant my team would travel around around Illinois and play other traveling soccer teams. And, you know, like I was just, you know, I was a midfield guy, you know, I just ran around a lot. That's what you do if you're midfield and you're like 12. You run and you run and you run, you know. So like, yeah, I did that for, I don't know, 8 years. I played soccer. I played pretty much every sport except hockey. Hey, thank you for the follow. We got Stone Days, much appreciated. Or welcome in. My name's Agni James, and I do meditation, philosophy. Those of you who don't know, I'm also a chess instructor. I don't know how many of you out there play chess, but that's literally what I do for a living. I teach chess. I train people for tournaments. I compete myself in tournaments. And I do some chess streams every now and then too, but like I do it so much for a living that when I come on to stream, I'd rather stream meditation, which is more like straight up volunteer work, you know, I feel like, you know, while chess, philosophy, you know, things like that can really benefit. Absurdist humor obviously can benefit people, you know. Humor is good. It's good to laugh, right? But meditation is something that it's a little harder to just kind of do it on your own if you don't know what you're doing. So I try to lead people through that. Let's see. Tenerity say no soccer. Oh, climbing and skiing. All right, nice. Yeah. Let's see. I've gone skiing. You know, I was in ski club in high school, but the skiing that you would have seen me do, it's a joke. It's a joke compared to, I'm sure, what you're used to. Like, The ski, like we'd have to go up to Wisconsin to do any skiing, and it was still a joke. It's like the best skiing, in Wisconsin is probably like comparative to like the bunny hill of like wherever you're used to skiing at. It's just there's no good skiing anywhere around me. Stone Age, yeah, good day to you. Welcome in. Let's see. Stone, as you say, you heard you were a good chess player from Havens. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what I do on chess.com. I'm in the 99.9th percentile, whatever the fuck that means, right? Chess.com's weird though. It's like their shit changes all the time. I played in tournaments. I played the Chicago Open multiple times. Tied for second one year, tied for third. Finished fourth once. I played just other Midwest tournaments. I've never been out of the Midwest playing chess, but I stick around. I play a lot. I teach it for a living. That's literally one of my main sources of income. So I love it. I love the game. I think the game is I think it can really help ground people and help them think logically. The cool thing about chess, as opposed to life, is in life you're like something happens and you're like, oh shit, I should have done this, or like maybe I should have acted differently in this situation. Like let me tell you a certain situation. So I'm currently there was this girl that I had a polyamorous relationship with a while back, and now we haven't talked for a while. We talk a little bit here and there as friends. And she, and I don't even know if I am polyamorous anymore. I don't know if that's really a thing. But anyways, okay, there was a period of time where that might have been a thing. But anyways, back to the story that I'm trying to actually get to. Yeah, she's like very sensitive about shit. And I was just hanging out with a friend the other day, and she popped into my mind. I was thinking of her, and I was thinking of some of my other friends that I was missing. I was like, I should reach out to these people. I should reach out and tell these people I miss them, right? And I hope they're doing well. So I reached out to her, and I was like, how you been? And she's like, oh, I've been all right, blah blah blah. And we're talking, and then I was like, well, and then the last text I sent her was, I was like, oh, I miss you, yeah, I miss you. I hope you're doing well, right? And she fucking blows up at me, man. She blows up at me, and she's just like, it's not fair to say you miss me. Are you just trying to boost your ego? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa. Hold on here. This is just how I talk. You're a friend. I obviously I care about my friends. I just wanted to say I missed you, like chill, like relax. Everything's good. And she's like, no, that's not good. That's unfair to me. And she started like spouting off all this shit. And like I literally looked at my text, and like 4 other people I had said miss you, and like they had responded miss you too, like that's like a thing people say. But in that case, for some reason, it was like apparently a terrible move apparently. But anyways, the point I'm trying to get to is in chess, if you play like a game on chess.com, you just, do game review, and it will analyze your game, and it'll be like, you played with 97.6% accuracy. And you're like, hell yeah, that was great. And then you can look back at your moves and you're like, oh, this was the best move. Then you can be like, oh, this was a mistake. Here's where I blundered, or here's where I made an inaccuracy, right? Imagine if real life had like a bar like that, where you could just like review, like at the end of every day, you could like review your day and be like, oh, I blundered here. Here, I made a brilliant move, Here, I this was an excellent idea, right? And this was not the best played, a notion. I should have gone with this route, right? Like, but that's why I like chess, because it keeps you grounded. You can always like, there's no bullshit on the chessboard. On the chessboard, it's like you're just there to play. Oh, hey, we got Devana Yoga. I was actually talking about you today. I was actually talking about you just a little while ago. Let's give a big shout out to Devana Yoga. I hate that my auto shout-outs are not working right now. I haven't streamed in so long, I forgot like every fucking thing about streaming. I have one earbud that's working right now too. That's like been really great. Devana Yoga is a yoga instructor. Someone was in here asking earlier if you can lose weight with yoga, if it's healthy, and I was like, yeah, yoga's incredible. Devana Yoga is one of the few yoga streamers remaining on Twitch right now, and she's representing. She's good. She knows her shit. I had mentioned that Grace Yoga came back a little while ago. She came back a few weeks ago, and I think I saw you in one of her streams, Devana. Grace Yoga came back and was streaming on. She streams on like Saturday mornings. And then there's like you and her. You're the only two yoga streamers left. I think. I think that's it. I mean, oh, and then there's a couple other people. Boogie on Up streams and Moonhanu streams on Insight Timer. But there used to be. I was talking about. There used to be like 9 or 10 yoga streamers at one point, like all streaming, all the time. It was like, oh, I want to do yoga. I'm just gonna like go on Twitch, and there was always someone doing yoga. But now there's just a couple. You and Grace, and it's great that she's back. We need more yoga streamers. Devon, you say, oh, it was your first time meeting her. Grace has a cool history. I don't know if you know about her history. She was one of the OG yoga streamers on Twitch. Like she started streaming I think early on, like 2020, maybe 2021, like early on. And she actually. She was one of the people that got me into streaming. She actually, I checked out her streams and I was like, oh, well, maybe I should start streaming. I could do philosophy and meditation and things like that. And then there was this guy Kittens Kung Fu, who did Qigong streams. So it was like Grace and Kittens that kind of like paved the way and got me into doing my meditation streams and all that. And then there were a bunch of other yoga streamers that came along. So Grace was not around, and then all of a sudden she came back just recently. She was streaming on Insight Timer only for a while. Then she took some time off, and now she's back, which is great. So yeah, it's just really good that you're here streaming. Subi, yeah, Grace started at the beginning of the pandemic, 2020. That's right. And it was important. It was so important because a lot of people couldn't go to their yoga classes. Think about all the yogis that were just like, fuck, what am I going to do? My place that I go to for like peace and love and relaxation, and that keeps me, like stable, and that keeps me, balanced and grounded, is now closed. Like, and I'm sitting at home, like, getting in fights with my family all day, like, because everyone's pissed off. Like, what the hell am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then like you go on Twitch and like all of a sudden there's this bright light and it's Grace Yoga, and she's like, hey, I have this healthy, amazing activity for everyone to check out. If you're interested, it's called yoga. Like, I know you've heard, some of you have heard of it, some of you haven't. Why not come check out some free yoga? And then everyone's like, this is like the best thing ever. And then next thing you know, there's like 10 yoga streamers. It was amazing. And then I'm streaming, and then a bunch of other people started streaming. And now, so it's good that you're still here, Devon. You're like our resident yoga streamer. Without you, like, there would have been no yoga streamers up until Grace, came back a few weeks ago without you. So it's really, really good that you're here. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, and I was actually just talking with Grace about this on Discord. People think about the people that come to Twitch. A lot of people are like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go on Twitch and let's check out some Call of Duty or something like that, right? Or and they come on and maybe they're like sick of Call of Duty, and they look around and they're like, hey, there's a yoga streamer, or there's like a meditation streamer or something, and then they check out the streams, right? Because they're like, hey, what is this? I know that I can do this from the comfort of my home. It's not a high stakes situation. I'm not buying a yearly membership that's going to cost me like $1,500 or something, right? And so they just like check out your stream, or they check out Grace's stream, and then next thing you know, they're doing yoga from the comfort of their own home. It's kind of amazing to think about, right? And it's like you and Grace are two nice fucking people. I'm a little more rougher around the edges. I mean, during my meditation, obviously I'm not, but like before and after the meditation, I'm born and raised in Chicago. That's just kind of how it goes, and I'm also into absurdist humor, but like during the meditation, pure love. I keep that pure, unadulterated love. And, during your streams, during Grace's streams, it's like, good quality, good people, you have good energy. So like, and you're doing something healthy. You're doing something, bringing something healthy into the world, which is more than most people. Right. So anyways, yeah. That's my rant about that. All right, I think we're missing some stuff. Tindereos, you say you had something similar happened. Had a photo of a girl on your phone from a month ago before you'd been dating with another girl. She sees it and goes crazy, but missed the context completely. And I know, context is so crucial. But here's the other thing to think about too, and this is why I'm not like upset or anything. I was just kind of flabbergasted, right? Because I just saying, oh, I miss you, right? It's like I didn't feel like it was going to elicit such a strong emotional emotionally charged situation, right? And like I went off on this diatribe, like explaining like everything and trying to work things out, but damage done. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, context is everything. And then when situations are emotionally charged, right? Like either on one side or both sides, sometimes like every little word can cause an explosion, right? And sometimes my words do that. I'm not. Here's a big secret. I'm not always as tactful as I could be, right? But I'm from Chicago. People from Chicago are not tactful. We're very. I don't know if you've ever met many people from Chicago, Tinder Ales, but we're very blunt and to the point. We're just gonna fucking say it. There could be some F-bombs dropped, and that's just how it goes, and that's just how it is. And yeah, she's from Minnesota, where people are very polite. And so yeah, she was not happy that I said I miss you. All right, where the hell are we at? Okay, yeah, let's see. Stone Days, you're from Australia. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was actually earlier. I was talking about my friend Evelyn Yoga. She used to stream here on Twitch. Now she's on YouTube. Check her out on YouTube, by the way. She's a really good yoga streamer. She's from Melbourne. Melbourne. Is it Melbourne or Melbourne? I always fucking forget how to pronounce it. Anyways, she flew out here and stayed with me for almost a week. We got to hang out. I got to show her the Chicago scene. Really good quality human being. That's cool that you're from Australia. So Australia is kind of cool because it's kind of like the U.S. Like at least my understanding of it is like the location of where you're at in Australia is very different, right? Like you could be in one part and it's the people and the way everyone acts and the way people talk is diametrically opposed to I don't know 100 miles north or south of that spot, right? That's kind of how it is in the U.S., right? Like if I go 50 miles south of me, the people there are like fucking aliens to me. It's like it's just nothing but farmland, and I go there and like people are like, "You're from Chicago, huh? You're from Chicago," and it's like, dude, yeah, just chill. Like, I'm just here, but I will say this: they have the best food. It's like fresh from the farm, the first one. Oh, the first one. Okay. So I think I said Melbourne, Burn, like Burn. Okay, and you're from Sydney. Okay, cool. Yeah, you got the Opera House. Yeah. I used to date a woman that performed at the Sydney Opera House. She's one of the best harpists in the world. She's fucking good. I think she's like one of the top 10 harpists in the world or something like that. And she's always been in orchestras and shit like that. She got to perform at the symphony at the Sydney Opera House. And then also like one of my favorite duets of all time was at the Sydney Opera House. Tori Amos and Maynard James Keenan of Tool. Got to see them on the piano singing "Muhammad, My Friend," which was a really badass performance. Check it out if you haven't. Okay, where else are we at here? Tinder Ales. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think Ivan's outside of Chicago. Yeah, that's right. For some reason, I always forget. You know what? He doesn't have the Chicago like personality. That's why I always forget that he's from like outside of Chicago. Yeah, he's somewhere near me. I mean, how weird would it be if I'm just like walking down the street and I see the dude, right? I don't think he'd want to be anywhere around me, to be honest. Like, to be honest, I don't even want to be around me like half the time. So, I mean, I feel like he's so refined and like elegant, I feel like the second I saw him, I'd commit some social faux pas and he would just like, run the other way. Even though we're both philosophers, right? It's kind of funny. That's right. And he's representing philosophy also. We got a bunch of philosopher streamers out there. Liquid, you say, where are you at? KKF was a lot of fun to watch. Okay. Yeah. And then we have, wow, thought I was back home there for a second. Sounded like your grandpa there. Stone Days, you say, do I drink or do any drugs? These days, not so much. There was a time in my life where the answer would be a very big hell yes. These days, it doesn't do it for me like it used to. When I was like 18, 19. I mean, it was like the best fucking thing on the planet. I really loved it. It was all that stuff was like amazing. Nowadays, it's just I feel like the highs that I get from yoga. To be honest, the highs that I get from yoga are way better. They're so much more powerful. I just feel so much more in control of my being, and I know what I'm doing is like super super healthy and beneficial to every level of my emotional, mental, and physical state. So like I usually just do I stick with like yoga, typically meditation. That's usually like where I get my highs from these days. Let's see. What else is going on? I think we're I am like 340. That's the age I give people these days. My name's Agni, right? Agni is Hindi for fire, right? And it's also one of the fire gods, the king of the fire gods, right? So I always tell everyone I'm 340. Some days it's like 341, or if it's a bad day. Tindarios, you say But about meditation? When you do it, it's such difference, since it's all about no sounds and quietness because of misophonia, also no thoughts. Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing about meditation. There's so many different types, right? The biggest secret that no marketers, no advertisers, no one in the world's ever gonna fucking tell you, is that everything that's fucking amazing and incredible about existence is already within you. You have it, and you already have it, and that's the big joke. That's the big fucking joke, right? No one, everyone has your whole life has been telling you, buy this product, and you'll get happiness. Buy this, and your insecurity will be diminished. Buy this, and you'll be happy. Buy this, and you'll be happy, right? Everyone has always been fucking pointing elsewhere at what you need to do, where you need to go. You need to go to this other place, and then you'll be happy. It's the place that you live at. That's why you're miserable. You need to, I don't know, get into like knitting, and then you'll be happy. And maybe for a short time you will. You need to win the lottery, and then you'll be happy. That's not it. That's not where true happiness is, right? And that's the big irony of everything. That's the thing that no one's going to tell you. And the reason no one's going to tell you that is because they can't make money off you. If they tell you that, if they're like, hey, it turns out you don't need to spend any money. Everything you need is within yourself, and you just go into a dark, quiet room by yourself and sit and meditate and get deep into meditation. And guess what? You'll be perfectly fulfilled and feel perfect love and joy. And it's like better than anything else in the universe and all creation, because you connect with the source, the part of reality that's truth. There you go. There's a secret of all humanity. But everyone's like, oh no, I want to just look elsewhere. I want to buy this product, and then I'll feel happy. If Santa gives me this gift on Christmas, then I can fucking grow some hair and like people like me again, right? No, you just do the work. It requires work. Meditation's not easy, and that's the other thing. People think, oh, meditation, that's like sleeping, right? No, it requires work. It requires discipline. It requires practice. But it gives you everything, and then you remember who you are. You remember what your essence is, that you're pure love, and you remember to be kind to people, because we need to be kind to the people around us, even if they're being dicks. It's important to understand they're just unhappy, and like, you know what? There have been times where we've been unhappy. The hardest thing in life is to be kind when you feel like shit, right? Like when I feel like shit, it's really tough for me to be loving and kind to others, right? And I try to cut myself some slack. I'm a perfectionist, and if I'm not as kind as I could be when I feel like shit, like that's okay, because I'm human, right? But yeah. Anyways, that's how that goes. Stone Days, you say take DMT to get transport. Yeah, I've done DMT, dimethyltryptamine, absolutely. I've done 5-MeO and regular DMT. DMT is cool, and the thing about okay. Let me talk about drugs for a little bit. I don't usually talk a ton about drugs. Doing a little bit and like experiencing like what they have to offer, like experimentation, I've always felt is like, not a bad thing for a lot of people, right? Obviously, you don't want to experiment with heroin, or you don't want to experiment like, doing like large quantities of crack, right? That's not like a good experiment. It's like, so I'm from Chicago. there was a huge heroin scene, and there still is in Chicago, and a lot of my friends got addicted when we were younger. And I lost friends. Friends of mine have died from fucking heroin, from heroin addiction and overdose. And so, like, I'm pretty I'm pretty cautious about drugs and promoting drugs and whatnot. Especially things like fucking opiates and shit like that. That shit's just fucking terrible. And people start small, and the next thing you know, they're like fucking. I had a friend who was like a really good human being, and the next thing you know, he's addicted to heroin, and he literally fucking pawned his mother's wedding ring. Like, that's insane. This guy would have like done anything for another human being, and now he was like fucking. He got a vein infected in his arm, and he almost had to get his fucking arm amputated. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy shit. So like. Yeah, like experimenting with drugs, under safe environments, that's I don't have any issue with that. I don't take any issue with that. But like, becoming a heroin addict, it's not going to end well. Case in point, every single person that I've ever fucking talked to who fucking got into heroin, and when I asked them, and this is one of the main reasons I never tried it. Every single person, I was like, hey, are you glad you got into heroin? Every single person said no. So, okay, every single person in my entire universe wishes they had never tried fucking heroin. Why the fuck would I try that shit? Why would I fucking shoot that shit in my veins, right? Like, why would I do that? If every single person is like, I wish I'd never done that, it was the worst mistake I've ever made in my life, fuck that. I'm not going to get into that, so that's why I didn't, that's why, one of the major reasons why I never got into that shit. Oh no, don't worry. Brought up bad memories. It's fine. It's fucking life, I've had some incredible drug experiences, like dimethyltryptamine, mushrooms, mushrooms are fucking amazing. And a lot of people even hold the view that like microdosing and doing like small doses of mushrooms can cure depression and things like that. Like, it's possible, right? Like there's no, who am I to say, to tell someone what they should or should not put in their body, right? It's their body. You get your own body, right? You can choose what you want, right? I've had some great experiences on drugs, and I've had some not so great experiences on drugs, right? So it's like anything. It's a tool, and it can be used for good or for things that you can are not so great, right? So be careful, if you're going to use in moderation. Tinder, as you say, you never took any cocaine, ever same about any hard drugs. Yeah, the hard shit. Like, the people that I saw that were doing that kind of stuff, like who were getting addicted to that shit, like all of a sudden I saw them losing everything in their existences. So it's like, fuck that, and then it just turned into like a bad situation, right? Yeah. Tinder, as you say, even when you differ on the spiritual stuff, you don't believe in anything supernatural. Also, you don't do drugs. Scientific perspectivism comes close to me. Yeah, and there you go, right? There's a lot of other ways to look at it and other things to do, right? We don't need to be high constantly, right? So many of my friends will disagree with me. That's just how it goes, and that's just. I mean, and here's the other thing. Like, I'm in a situation now where like a lot of my friends are high a lot, or like, on different things constantly, and it's just like, well, okay, I'll make sure you get home safe, but luckily not everyone, but I still am friends with a lot of people that are constantly on something, one thing or another. Yeah, addiction is incredibly difficult. Addiction is so difficult. If you want to never get addicted to something, words of wisdom, and this is the case. Never use a drug when you feel bad, when you feel unhappy. Only use something if you're gonna use something. Only use it when you already feel really good, when you already feel great. But I feel like if you use something when you're already like in a miserable state of mind, and then all of a sudden it like kicks you out of that and you're like, oh my God, I feel great. Then when you come down again, you're going to be more inclined to like use it again. Now, sure, like it's probably not the same thing with heroin, right? If you're just going to start shooting heroin in your veins, like, you're going to get addicted regardless. But I'm just talking overall. It just seems to be a wiser choice to use stuff when not when you're feeling like when you're having the worst day of your life, because then it's just going to be like it's going to become like your go-to move, right? Stone Days, you're an alcoholic. Yeah, alcoholism is one of the hardest things to fucking beat. They say it's more difficult to beat than cocaine addiction. And yeah, it's really rough. It's really fucking rough, man. Yeah, I have some of my good friends are alcoholics. I have a friend, he's actually in the AA program now, and it's actually working for him. I know AA gets a lot of bad press, but like some people it does work for. Anyways, yeah, he would have to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, and he'd be shaking, and he'd have to fucking take a shot of scotch just to like stop fucking shaking. Like he'd literally be like this every fucking morning at 6 a.m. and he'd have to fucking drink scotch just to like, chill the fuck out. Like, yeah. And his like eyes became like yellow and shit. And he was incredibly unhealthy. He was like on the verge of death at one point. And then I knew some people that died from it. I knew this guy Reed, the doctors were like, hey, you're an alcoholic and you're really bad. And you need to, your liver is going to fucking fail if you ever drink again. Don't drink again. And they tell him this, and then like I'm at a fucking party, and he shows up, and he's like telling us the story, and then next thing I know, I see him walk over to the fridge, and fucking he's grabbing beers out of the fridge, and like I was like, dude, didn't you just tell us that like the doctor said you're gonna fucking die if you ever drink again? He's like, yeah, I mean, but if I just have like one or whatever, and then like a week later he's dead. That's fucking. Think about how powerful that addiction is, right? Think about that. Like the doctor literally told him that if he drank again, he'd die. And then he just goes and he just fucking starts drinking again and he dies. I mean, that's crazy to like think that it had that much control. Stone Days, yeah, you're not that bad. Well, I'm glad you're not like on the verge of death or anything like that. Where it sounds like where you're at, you'll definitely have plenty of time to be able to beat it. Just try to be cognizant of what you're doing. Try to find like another thing that can take its place. Usually that's like the move. That's like the move that everyone says. And that's kind of what I did with yoga and meditation. Like whenever I I do that to like curb my I have depression, bipolar, anxiety, all sorts of fucking mental health issues. So like like doing like working out and doing yoga and qigong and meditation, all that shit really takes the edge off. And that's kind of what you need when you're addicted to something or when you have like mental health issues. Oh man. All right. Anyways, I feel like this has gotten really depressing. I feel like this got really depressing. Let's see. Rexler, you said you never thought of leading meditations on Twitch, but you think I just inspired you to work in there for 2026? Yeah. You should totally do it. That would be cool. I don't know how I missed that. That was like a while back in the chat. All right. What is it? It's 10:12 here. It's 10:12 here. I got shit to do tomorrow. I need to get I got to my all-time high on my high rating recently on chess, and then I fucking self-destructed and imploded, and I'm pretty pissed off about that. So I got to train again and get back up there. So I'm a little I got to do that tonight, and then I got to get some fucking lesson plans together for some students that I'm teaching in the next couple days. So I got to do all that. But hey, thank you all so much for being here. Subi, good seeing you, man. It is so good seeing you, dude. It's been way too long. I hope you and Munhanu are doing great. Tell her I said hi. Tell her much love for me. You guys are incredible. Tindereos, so good seeing you, man. It's been ages. Dude, me and you go back a long way. You've connected me with a lot of good people on Twitch. Thank you, man. Stone Days, nice meeting you, friend. Come around, man. If you ever see me doing a meditation, come on in and join us, and maybe it will help give you a tool to help when you feel like drinking. You won't feel like drinking as much because you'll have something else to do. Who knows? Or maybe it won't. But regardless, it's healthy to meditate. Science supports it, which is kind of cool, right? Even if you don't buy into the stuff I say during the meditation, the scientific community supports the view that meditation is healthy. So if you believe in science, why not meditate? Okay, did I miss anyone else here? Obviously, JT, I fucking love you. You are like the most, this channel. JT is is like the fucking reason I still stream. I know she's gonna be here. I know she's gonna keep things in order. She runs a tight ship here. If you get out of line, there will be repercussions. Oh, who's out there? We gotta raid someone. Tindereos, who's out there streaming right now, man? You know everyone, dude. You know everyone. All right, okay, I wanna raid Soma Green, because she's the right kind of vibe I want to go to right now. Soma Green. All right, we're gonna raid Soma Green. Let me get the raid call lined up. Yeah, let's see. What do we got here? We got the raid, this. If you're a subscriber, you can copy and paste this stuff. If not, send love her way. She does some very original, absurdist shit. And that's why I love her. She also, so not only is she funny, she's also like, she has like a wide variety of stuff she does. She does yoga and meditation sometimes even, which is pretty badass. So yeah, so copy and paste all this if you're a subscriber, and then she also is just a good natured person. So we're gonna raid Soma Green. I haven't raided her in fucking ages. I was in her chat the other day, so yeah, this will be a nice surprise for her. But yeah, thank you all so much. And now, or I'm as genuine and I drop all the absurdity. I really appreciate you guys for being here with me during the meditation, talking with me, hanging out. I care about each and every one of you. I fucking love each and every one of you. And I mean that. I fucking mean that, all right? I mean that. I care about all of you. I want all of you to succeed and get, accomplish whatever you want out of life. And I really hope you're able to go within and find that place of peace and love within yourself. Because then everything else is a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to raid her. Send love and light her way. And here we go. Let's see if I remember how to do this shit. It's been 4 months since I've streamed. Start raid. Okay, bam. There we go. All right. Anyways, be kind and loving to the people around you. Be nice. Spread your love and light to everyone. Namaste.